So in this talk, I will talk about the integration of electronics for LED lighting by hybrid manufacturing. Most of that work we did as part of the European project Hitman, which was also mentioned in the previous talk. And the goal of that project was to develop hybrid 3D manufacturing methods to enable flexible first-time right production of smart systems. And that's quite a mouthful, so we split it up into 3 separate ambitions. So the first one is the hybrid 3D manufacturing. And in our case, that means the combination of additive manufacturing or 3D printing with the 3D printing of electronic structures and the 3D assembly of interconnect. The second point is the flexible first-time right production, and that points both towards the products and towards the process. And for the products and the process, we developed some design rules by combination of experiments and simulations. And for the process, that also links to the ability to test and monitor your process inline. Then the third point is the smart systems, which in our project were addressed by LED luminaires and by automotive sensors. In order to meet the goals of the project, you need a complete ecosystem that includes materials, processes, manufacturing equipment, but also software and simulation tools and end products. And for that purpose, we defined a consortium with 11 partners in Germany and in the Netherlands, which cover the different technologies and competences, but also cover the different markets that are needed to enable the development of the hybrid manufacturing methods. Of course, the question is, why is Signify interested in hybrid manufacturing? And that is explained in this slide. So Signify is the leader in lighting, and one of our key strategic priorities is sustainability. And that sustainability that is implemented in several ways. And one of the ways is that we have set up a 3D printing luminaire business. And that 3D printing business that makes both single customized products. For example, you can find that on our My Creations website, so where you can really design your own customized luminaire. But we also manufacture a small series of products, as you can see on the bottom right of this picture. So this business is running. I am located in Signify Research, and in research we are looking at what is next. And one of the things that is next is to extend the functionality of these printed parts. So now these printed parts have mainly mechanical functionality, but we are looking, can we include thermal functions, optical functions, and also electrical functions. And the electrical functions, they are especially interesting, but also very challenging. And that's why we set up this cooperation project. When looking at embedding or integration of electronics in 3D, there are a lot of things ongoing. So it's a very dynamic world, as you all will know. So on the top left, you see that the predicted market growth for 3D printing, for printing electronics, that is really huge. So that is 20% annual growth rate, which are predicted. So it's really a market that is interesting because it's growing fast. The second thing is about the technology. So you also see that there are quite a lot of technologies that are used to make electronics in 3D. So you can make things flat and then fold or bend them into shape. There are technologies like MID or in-mold electronics that can be used to produce 3D electronics. And we decided to focus on 3D printed electronics because that offers the most form freedom. It is really additive, and it also fits best to our Signify 3D printing business. And when you look at 3D printed electronics in more detail, you also see there are some examples here on the right. So please don't feel offended if I forget your company, because I just took a few out of the many examples that are out there printing electronics or applying electrical structures in 3D. So there is much more than what is shown here. So now to the Hitman project. So the first thing we had to do in Hitman, or we did in Hitman, was to scope a bit, because there is a wide variety of technologies that we can